The M.I.A.C. Showcase opened the 2016-2017 men's college hockey season at the Schwann Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota this past weekend. Every team in the league was in action, including the defending league champion Augsburg Aggies. Head coach Chris Brown has been at the helm of his club for 11 seasons. He knows what it takes to win at this level.
Like you said, I think our league top to bottom is very difficult because it's so competitive, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes you have to compete for recruits and compete on a yearly basis to try and stay in the mix. I think making the playoffs in our league is a great accomplishment.
It is a big deal.
Certainly winning the league is it's hard to do. You know, we just did it last year for the first time in like 20 years. And we've had some pretty good teams that haven't won it, and I'm sure others could say the same thing, but just making the playoffs and being competitive in this league on a nightly basis is a challenge.
Brown's team had plenty of leaders last year, and he spoke of the importance of his team to accept the challenge of being the hunted as the defending league and division champions.
Tonight was our first game, and you could tell that Hamlin came ready to play because it's a statement game for everybody that plays us now. When you're picked to win the league by the majority of the coaches, it's a different challenge for us, and it's exciting. But there's going to be ups and downs with that for us because it's new. I was hoping they'd just pick St. Thomas again like they always do.
That doesn't work that way.
No, but it's a great league. I mean, Hamlin came hard tonight, and I thought we played a pretty decent game, but didn't get the win. We got the tie. But it's going to be like that all year long, and there's going to be ups and downs, but I think through the end of it, we'll all grow from it, and there's lots of learning opportunities, and there were a few tonight, both good and bad, so that's the fun part of this job and the fun part of being in this position.
Recruiting and winning in the M.I.A.C. is among the toughest things to do in college sports. Brown's team got off to a great start going 1-0-1 over the showcase, but he went on to discuss how the recruiting trail works as far as M.I.A.C. hockey players are concerned.
I think the biggest difference on those teams, Eau Claire does the same thing. They're very good. Stevens Point, River Falls, they've been great for a long time. But there's so many kids at the Division I level, right, that commit early. And it's such a juggling act that those coaches have to deal with at the Division I level that more and more kids filter down to our league or to their league. And I think they do a good job of getting more of the Division I transfers. But I think when it comes to recruiting, for the top recruits in, say, the North American League, which is where most of the Division III schools are that's their prime hunting grounds, is the North American League. And so I think we compete well with those schools for those kids. But it is sometimes the Division I transfer that maybe gets them over the hump, or the Canadian kid, you know, that maybe St. Norbert's can get. That you don't see a lot of those kids in our league for whatever reason, you know. But there's not a big separation between the two leagues, I don't think, anymore.
One thing's for sure, when playing in the M.I.A.C. this year, there will not be many off nights against any teams. And when taking on the Augsburg Aggies, certainly it will be a tough night for all.